Hi there, my name is Stacy Palmer and I teach math at Rocky Mountain Junior High. I teach 7th and 8th grade math and I am super excited to share with you a resource called Assistments. On their website they say supercharging standard-based data-driven math instruction, and that is exactly what this is. So I'm going to go ahead and start with talking about this couple. Their last name is the Huffermans. And they were both middle school math teachers, and when they were teaching math, they saw a need for more effective student feedback and also data-driven instruction. And so they came up with this Assistments program, and in 2019, they founded the Assistments Foundation, and they've been able to collect a lot of funding, and that is how they are able to provide this resource for all of us for free. They say we believe in free, high-quality learning resources, flexible ed tech that keeps teachers in the driver's seat, formative assessment as key to learning, constant innovation, and equitable outcomes in teaching and learning. Okay, so the first thing I want to tell you is that to sign up for an Assistments account, you just go to assistments.org. And when you go there, it's going to have a yellow button that says sign up. So you can go ahead and sign up for free. You can just use your Weber School District email address to do that. And then once you get logged in with an account, the very first screen that you're going to come to looks like this. Okay, so I'll tell you a little bit about the content and why I think this resource is so awesome. So when you come to this screen after you've logged in, there's going to be a couple of different options for you. You can see that up here at the top it says find and assign, and then my assignments, and then my problem sets. There's also a space where it says browse content, and then search by standard. So as far as the content is concerned, what they've done is they've pulled together all of this different curriculum, all of these different curriculum resources, and they've pulled them all in to this one place. And so you have access to all of these different curriculums. They also have, besides being able to pick any of these curriculums, they also have integrated this program with different textbooks. So these are all of the textbook companies that they have integrated with, and I know our district uses the Big Ideas, so that is one of the options. You can see that if you pick the Big Ideas Learning, it will give you the option of picking any of the books that we have access to. And then I just pulled in like grade 7, which is the one that we use, the red accelerated book, and then you can see it has all of the chapters. So if you wanted to use your textbook with this system, you could also do that. There's a place where the kids put in their answers to all of the textbook questions, and Assistments will correct it for them. Besides that, they also have something that's called Skill Builders. And so they've put together skill builders for not all of the standards, but a lot of the standards. I just pulled in 7th grade and 8th grade so that you can see what that looks like. So for 7th grade, if you go to the ratios and proportional relationships standard, you can see these are all the different topics within that main standard. And the skill builders are awesome because the way that it works is they give the kids a question. If they answer that question correctly, they give them another type of question. If they answer that correctly, they give them another type of question. And as soon as they have 3 correct in a row, then they have completed the skill builder. If they need more practice with any of those different types of questions, then it keeps giving them that same type of question until they have answered 3 in a row. So, and I'll show you what the data for that looks like in just a second, because it's pretty dang awesome. I use this skill builder a lot. Okay, and then the last thing, well, there's 2 more things that you have access to. Problem solving sets. And so what that looks like is you can go into any of the standards, and then they have already created assignments for you. Most of them are like 5 to 10 questions long, so they're super reasonable to assign to students for just like a quick check of their understanding. The thing that I absolutely love about this resource is every single part of this is all standard based. So, okay, and then the last thing that you have access to is released state tests. So you can see that Utah is not on here, but all of these other states are. The standards that they're using for this is just the Common Core standards. I know the Utah ones are a little bit different because we use an integrated model. So some of the stuff, I've just found a few things that we have on our core that I haven't been able to find through this resource. But for the most part, it's all there. I really like this piece of the content because there's a lot of really great questions from these release date tests, questions that challenge the students a little bit more. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to show you the other option. So just back to this main page when you log in. So browse content. So just as a review, you have access to all these different curriculums. You also have access to being able to use your textbook with this. They have the skill builders, they have the problem solving sets, and then they also have those release state tests. Okay. And then another thing that you can do is you can actually just, and if you don't want to search through all of the different curriculums, you can search by standard. So I just put in here 7.NS, so 7th grade number system, and you can see that it pulls up all of the different pieces or specific topics for that main standard. And so you can click on one of those, and when you do that, it's going to bring up, it's going to take all of those curriculums, and it's going to bring up all of the questions from all of those different curriculums that go along with that particular standard, which is really pretty awesome. So for the number system, the real life problems, all operations with rational numbers, when I picked that one, I had 175 problems that came up as options that go along with that standard. And then you can just read through the questions and you can kind of pick whatever questions you feel like best suit your students' learning needs. And then you can see that also in this standard, there are 3 of the skill builders. So when you click on that 3 skill builders, these are the 3 different options of skill builders that go along with that particular standard. Okay, so pretty cool. So the next thing that I want to talk to you about is the most awesome piece of this, I feel like, and that is the data that we have access to as teachers when we use this resource. So I pulled together what it looks like on your end after the students have completed an assignment. So I had my honors class do this rational number application assignment, and then when I clicked view report, I can see that 21 out of the 27 students have completed it. I can see which standards that this assignment was assessing their learning of. I can see who didn't start it. I can see who's still in progress. I can see who completed it. I can see the total number of students assigned. The cool part about this, though, is that we also have access to see how the students did as a whole on each of the different questions. And so if you have a question where you have mostly green, that means that most of the students did a good job of answering that question correctly the first try. So the green, if it's all green, that means they all got it correct. If it's correct eventually, that would be the yellow. Okay, so you can see problem number 5 and problem number 6. As a class, my students struggled a little bit more on those 2 problems. And then problem number 7, you can see there was a few different parts of that particular problem. And on the last part of that question, that's how many students got that incorrect. So as a teacher, I can go in and those are the problems that I then do with the class the next day. Because if I had a lot of students miss it, that means that's something that I need to review with them. So that's pretty cool. You also have data like whole class data. I blocked out all of the student names, I hope. I don't see any on here, so I think we're safe. But these X's here, those are all just different students. And then you can see like student by student how each of them did. So if they're getting like mostly greens, then you know that they have a really good understanding of that particular topic. If they have a lot of yellows and reds, that means that's a student who needs some remediation with that particular topic. When you look at these assess columns, what that looks like is when you click on one of those, that's going to bring up their responses. So with this particular program, a lot of times they'll have them do a problem, and then they will also have them explain why they chose to solve the problem in that way. They have to justify their thinking, and that's what all of this is. That's in the assess column. And then you can go in and make teacher comments if you want, and they can have access to that. So that's pretty cool too, to just like read through, and especially on the ones that a lot of the kids in the class answered incorrectly. It's really helpful for me to be able to go in and see what their thinking was and where that thinking was maybe incorrect or maybe needs to be a little bit redirected, so that they can do that correctly. And then it also, you can click on an individual student. So this is what it looks like as far as the data for an individual student. So this particular student, you can see that they have a lot of red. They answered incorrectly. So that tells me that a couple of things. Okay, so this could be a student that just looked at the answer first without trying anything at all, because that will show up red for you. Or they just didn't answer it correctly and then skipped on to the next one. So either way though, the student is a student that is in need of some remediation. So, okay, so that would be the data for an assignment that you create. And then the data for all of the skill builders looks like this. And I think I mentioned this before, but this is one of my very favorite parts of this particular program is the skill builders, because I can have my class do a skill builder. They don't take very long, so I can do it as a warm-up or I can do it as an exit ticket. And when I get the data for this, it shows me really quickly which students are ready to move on with a particular topic, and which students need some extra help or remediation. So if they've got 3 green checks in a row, that means they answered the first 3 questions right. These ones with the orange circle in check, that means that they answered incorrectly. And then you can see that then they got green checks and then an orange check and then green checks again. So that means that they needed a little bit more practice with those particular skills, and then they eventually got it. If you see red, like a student that has a lot of yellows and a lot of reds, like that indicates that that student needs some remediation, because even with the help of the skill builder and extra practice, they are still not getting it. Okay, so pretty cool. Now so that's awesome. So now you know how you search for content. You can see that you can create your assignments based on like from the content or all of the resources, or you can just search for a particular standard to create an assignment. And now let me show you how you actually create an assignment. So when you select whatever topic you want your kids to work on, like this one's understanding subtracting rational numbers as adding opposite, it's going to bring up a whole bunch of problem options for you. And so you would just search through all of those problem options. Any of the ones that you like, you just put a check in the box. Okay, you just put a check in the box. And then my face, let me see if I can move. Oh, okay, let me move myself. Where can I move myself? Okay, right there. So then after you have checked whatever boxes you want, then you would click on the assign to class. And this program is integrated with Canvas. And so you can put your assignment right in Canvas and the kids will just access it from Canvas. So that's been approved by our district to be able to use. Okay, so when you click on it and you say that you want it to go through Canvas, you would just type in your assignment name, you're gonna assign it via Canvas, and then these are all of my class options. So I have my 7th grade honors and then my 8th grade math, and so I can select whatever class I want this assignment to go to. You can put in the release date, the due date, the time, and then you can click to assign. Okay, so that's if you want to make an assignment that has just one topic. Okay, if you want to create an assignment that has more than one topic, you have to create a problem set. So when you click onto the assign to class, there's also going to be an option that says save to my problem set. So you would create a problem set, and then you would assign whatever problems you want to that problem set. And then when you assign it to the class, you're going to assign the problem set to the class. Okay, so just to clarify, if it's just one topic that you want to put together an assignment for, you can just assign that to class, just like I have it showing here. But if you want to combine a few different standards, that's when you have to create a problem set and then assign the problem set to the students. Okay, so this is what it looks like for the students once it's been assigned in their Canvas. You can see I have the assignment name, and then I have the rational number application. So they just click on that, and then that takes them right to the assessment site. Okay, and then the first time the kids access an assessments link, they just have to put in their Weber School District email address, and it will take them right to the site to begin working. And then on the Canvas end, you can choose to include this assignment when syncing to your school's student information system. So it will put the scores from the assignment right into the Weber School District portal for you. So you don't have to go in and do anything special with that. It just loads the scores for you. The one thing that is a little bit tricky is that the assessments assignments are always worth 100 points. And then as kids, if they answer them correctly, no points are deducted. But the more that they access, the more that they try the problem, or the more that they access a hint or a video, or if they answer it incorrectly, that's how their score drops. I don't make assignments in my class worth 100 points. So the way that I've gotten around this is in Canvas, I'll just make it worth, I actually just grade on completion. So I'll make it worth 10 points completion. And then I just go through and adjust the kids' scores right in Canvas. And then that puts it in the portal like I want it to look. Okay. And then let's see. Oh, okay, so then this is the other thing you need to do. In order for it to upload to the portal, you have to upload from Assessments, you have to upload to Canvas, and then from Canvas it will upload to the portal. So the way that you do that is you go into the detailed. So when you go into your detailed report, you click on these three buttons to the right over here, and then you just go to upload to Canvas, and then it will load it for you. Okay. I think that might be all of it. Let me see. Oh, this was the one last thing that I wanted to show you. So this is the scores for my rational number application, and I haven't gone in and changed this yet, so it's still showing out of 100, but I'm just going to go in and change that to out of 10, and then on the 75, I'll just change that to a 7.5, and then an 8.8, and then a 3.8, and then a 6.7, and then it will load them to my gradebook just like I want them to. The reason I like to have all of the scores in Canvas is because I'm sure all of you probably know how to do this. I just learned how to do this year though, and so if not, I'm going to show you because it has changed my life. So if you do these in Canvas, when you go to the assignment in the grades in Canvas, there's these three little buttons right here underneath the rational number application, and then you can sort by or speed grader or message students who. So that message students who, I can click on that, and then I can write a message for students whose assignments have not been graded, or if they haven't finished them, and then I can type my message, and then it emails them, and it also emails their parents, which is really awesome, because then that lets their parents know that they have some things that they need to go in and still do to complete assignments for my class. So, wow, I was hoping that I was going to keep this under 15 minutes. I think we're like almost at 20. I hope that you guys get in and create an account for this and try it. It's really changed my world as a teacher. I think it's super important to teach grade level standards to all of my kids. I'm sure you guys feel the same way. And I love that it's super easy for me to put together assignments that go right along with the standards that I'm supposed to be teaching. And then I also love the data aspect of this. Because right away I can figure out what the kids still need extra help with. So anyways, if you want to message me, if you have any questions, my email is stpalmer1@wsd.net. So I'm Stacy Palmer. There must be another Stacy Palmer in the district. In fact, I know there is because I get her emails sometimes or messages from other teachers that are meant for her, and I'm sure that she gets messages that were meant for me. So make sure that you do stpalmer1 and then just at wsd.net. So I guess I will see you guys soon at our professional development meeting in January.